Evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the first round of the PSGL FP Challenge Cup Series. This is a little off-season championship we're doing while we wait for the new F1 2019 games to come out. And for people who don't know me, I am the F6 commentator and admin Little Blocks, and I am joined today by JP and hopefully for the rest of the season. Hello, JP.
Hello.
Certainly good to have the iconic JP queuing in the com box once again. And I've got the team lineups here with me now on my phone. I'm just gonna get them up. I'm just hoping everything's up and alright and everything's running smoothly. But at the moment, from the teams I see, we have Nino and Leroy partnering up, AMS and Oogie Azim, Cliffy and Louis, Jack Tyler and Pornish Town. Correct me if I'm wrong saying that, because I always seem to get that wrong. Ashbest and Jaketex, CC Brain and Praga, Suarez and Ushin, Juho and Warren Haig, Freddie Wilson and Bugatti, Tom AJ and Tuzmas. That is all 11 teams. What's your opinion on that grid so far?
Yeah, there's definitely some competitive teams in there. Interesting to see how I think Cliffy and Louis will be the favourites for it. I think, but no, I think AMS and Oogie should give them a good battle as well. To be honest, so very competitive lineup in this championship. So hopefully we'll have some good races.
Yeah, I have to certainly agree with you on that, but one thing that could really hamper Louis and Cliffy's construct this championship fight is the fact that Louis not showed up, and Louis does have a bit of a tendency, or tends not to really show up sometimes, so that could be a bit of a downfall for ILRT Clowns, as their team name is. So it may give the upper hand to AMS and Oogie, but only time can really tell.
Yeah, I think one thing I just want to mention is credit to Oogie and AMS for carrying on with the FP theme and during the season break, because they've had a terrible lot of abuse all season over car allocations. So it seems that they've just been glutton for punishment and carried on through the season. But yeah, so credit to them for doing this, for organising this championship, to keep people interested. So yeah, hopefully it should be it'll be interesting. I think the rules and how the championship actually works is going to take a bit getting used to, but yeah, it should be really good to watch.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, and yeah, they did take a lot of criticism for the cars they gave last season, but altogether, if you look from the whole season, it really did produce a good championship fight in the end, with 3 cars going into it, all possibly winning. So although on a race-to-race base, oh, I forgot the lights are on. Now I've got back into that, and
I was expecting that.
we're away here in. And let me just get on board with Bugatti, who is in lead, I believe. Anything you see down the back?
No, not really. I wasn't expecting a quick start, to be honest. I was expecting a formation lap or something, but no, it seems that everyone's got away very cleanly. I think there's a Red Bull going wide slightly in the background there, but no, it seems that everyone got away very cleanly. But what's happening with Bugatti though?
Yeah, I have to agree. Although I did see Ushin with a bit of front wing damage, so maybe that's he did get a 2-second time penalty for a slight little collision with Frankie, so that could be downfall of what's happened to him there.
Yeah, Clifford's just made a couple of moves there on the fourth India and the Haas Jamie, and I'm not sure he started in the first place because Clifford definitely farther already, so good start from him as well.
Yeah, definitely. Well, as I was saying originally, for people who don't know, anyone who finishes in the top 10 will have to start on the same compound tyres that they finish on here. So at the moment, everyone in the top 10, I'll just get the tyres up now, will be having to start on the super soft tyres. From Juho down, you can all run the soft tyres, or the mediums, or even the supers if you feel ambitious, but it's definitely a risky strategy in my opinion. Whether this will pay off or not, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, it is risky, but I mean, scrap position is key also. So, and someone's lagged out, which is unfortunate for Jamie. But yeah, it's a trade-off really for tyre life and track position. I think everyone seems really thinking the same thing for track position, but we have to see how it plays out. Cornerstown having a good start to this race. He's up in P3 in Mercedes.
Yeah, he has, and also I'm on board with Prague. I'll just get the position change up. He's up 8 positions from his starting position. He started P15 and finds himself in P7. Is this what people, if you really want to be doing for the 50%? Because it seems like the little feature race almost could screw over your actual strategy for the real race or the longer race. So who knows? And also getting a message from Throne saying, can you turn your mic up just a little so you can't hear you that well.
I don't know if I can.
Oh, he got spinning Mercedes. It's Juho Finn, he's in the wall, and Freddie Wilson's got front wing damage. Let me just find Juho spin almost like, where is he? Got away with no damage, so we'll go back to the front where Pornish is actually all over the back of CC Brain coming into town. Bugatti going off into the distance. Mercedes versus Toro Rosso. This is realistic cars. So the Mercedes engine will have much better straight line speed than the Honda engine, but CC Brain holding it really nicely around the outside. You got to watch Cherry 2-Pie because Cherry 2-Pie has got a very good run here. He could possibly slide it down the inside of Pornish if he feels brave, if he feels risky. And can he get it done? A little bit of oversteer, and no, he can't. So good battle in there. We got 2 retirements in LFC, Leroy Farmer and Freddie Wilson. So it's unfortunate for them. Oh!
Yeah,
and Williams got front wing damage.
Yeah, I was going to see. I was watching that battle. There was some didn't come up in the sun. I didn't quite see who it was, but I think it might have been Cliffy, I believe. It's a great 4-way battle now for second place. And Cornerstone looks like he might have a run, and CC Brain there. He looks like moving the inside. And CC Brain covers it off. Not really the best place to try and make an overtake there, I don't think, in my opinion. But the 2 Williams are battling now as well in the background.
Yeah, I believe Cherry 2-Power's one got damaged because I think he's missing a bit of front right end plate compared to Cliffy's. So if you look, well, from the POV I've got, if you look, from what I got, Cherry's almost got like 2 little pieces, where Tony's got, or Cliffy in fact, has got the 3 pieces, so.
Yeah, I'm seeing that also. But Bugatti's had a great start this race, only 3 seconds up the road. So yeah, decent stuff in Cornish making look on CC Brain. Then never move on the inside, but then CC Brain covers it off once more. So great defending there from CC Brain.
Ooh, there's a crash. There's an accident between Little Romanino, Ugi, and Praga, and Jack Tyler has got his way through this, so he's got damage as well. So I believe from 6th, 7th, 6th and 7th both got damage, and then Little Romanino also picked up damage from that. So 3 cars getting together and giving each other damage. It's unfortunate for them. Could be a blessing in disguise if you think of it for the main race, the 50%.
Yeah, definitely. We're still having this 4-way battle for second place. Morristown running out of laps to make a move. He's lost a bit of ground now this CC Brain, unfortunately, and he's got the Williams of Cherry 2-Pie all the way at the back of him, and Cliffy obviously not far behind as well. I've got to say, respect for Jack Tyler. He's keeping Praga at bay, both in the same car. But Jack, well, you wouldn't think you think Praga would easily get past him, but Jack, he were holding his own in this race. And you're on the last lap.
It's like a 3-1 incident. But I'm not really interested now. I'm looking at Pornish Town. Down the ends. Ooh, there's a bit of contact. Ooh, there's multiple contacts between Pornish and CC Brain. Maybe a bit of lag. I didn't really see the onboard POV. I had the broadcast, but maybe a bit of lag or just accidental heat touches.
don't know. It looks a little bit clumsy from points down, how to say, but he's got the move done and got into second place.
Yeah. Well, I think Frankie and Juho.
Praga is just as I was saying about Jack Tyre. Praga is all over the back of him. Might make a move down here into think better of it. But yeah, Praga flows in Jack Tyre now.
Ooh, Cherry 2-pie down the inside of CC Brave. What a move from the Williams driver. Down the inside turn, double left-hander. That is a really brave but fantastic move. He's got through.
And Cliffy looking to try and pounce on that move as well. But can't get quite through there. He's only got 2 corners to go. CC Brave looks to get back at Cherry 2-pie, but what's happened to Cliffy?
He's doing this tactically. He don't want to be in the top 10. I knew some drivers would do this. Cliffy clearly being the first one, he don't want to be in that top 10. But much as he knows, Frankie's miles back with no front wing. And he's got to lift off miles away to try, or quite a lot, sorry, so he can drop out of the top 10.
Yeah, he's going to be crawling over that finishing line.
Oh,
Duo will get that 10 spot. As if for Frankie as well with Rose Cliffy. Oh, Cliffy qualified P9.
he DNF'd on purpose.
He retired. Oh. Oh dear.
Hopefully you don't see this a bit too often, because it maybe at tracks where the one stop is viable, is a viable strategy on the softest compound, but around here it's just really not worth it. And Cliffy showing why. And as the first person to do what I thought they'd do. I'm just waiting for Callum Anderson, or formerly known as Honda PA, finally come across the line to finish a miserable P17. What's your thoughts on that first race?
Yeah, it was interesting. I wasn't really expecting to start so quick, but it kind of threw me off guard really. But it was an interesting race. But obviously some tactics being thrown by Cliffy there to not start in the top 10 with those super soft tyres. But it's interesting that he was the only one who decided to do that, whereas everyone else has gone for, like I said earlier in the race, track position in the super soft tyres. But it is interesting to see how it's going to play out during the main race.
But one unfortunate thing for Cliffy is that means he's going to be starting P18 for this race. So really what he wanted to try to do was get 11th or 12th, not P18, because that could be a very dangerous place to start. Don't get me wrong, we both know Cliffy, and a lot of people know Cliffy in this community. He's good at getting through the field. He's a master at trying to get through from the back to the front. But it may not work in this Williams, because this Williams is a boat, and I know this from personal times or personal preference when I was in it, so it's gonna be tough.
A bit of straight line speed, I think, as well.
Fair enough. Well, I believe everyone's here. We're just waiting for Cliffy to, as Cliffy is the lobby, also waiting for Cliffy to do the custom grid. So for people who did miss it, I'll get the grid up now. We did have we had Bugatti finishing P1, so he'll be starting first on those super soft tyres. Second, Pornish Town. Third, Cherry 2-pie. Fourth, CC Brain. Fifth, Jack Tyler. Good performance by him. Sixth, Braga. Seventh, Oogie Azim. Eighth, AMS. Ninth, Juho Finn. And rounding out the top 10, starting on those fresh tyres, or those super softs in fact, sorry, will be Little Romanino. Then from 11th to 20th, so Jake Tex, Ashbeth, Frankie, Warren Haig, Ushin, Jamie, Cliffy, Callum Anderson, Leroy Farmer, and Freddie Wilson will all get a free choice of tyre, whether they want to start on the super softs or would they go for the harder compound, maybe soft or medium. We don't know.
No, the soft medium strategy you think would be the obvious one to go for the ones that are starting outside the top 10. Yeah, but as I say, with super soft runners are going to they're slightly disadvantaged, but they will, like as I said before, have track position, which is obviously a key thing at in any race. So yeah, just yeah, like as I said, well, I keep on saying it's just going to be interesting to see how it plans out.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I don't know who could win this. If you could put any money on someone who you think would win, who would you go for?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm going to go for Bugatti
I
just
have to
because
disagree there.
yeah, that's fair. It's just because he showed some good pace in that first race, and if he can get a clean start, he can pull away at the start of the race and maybe nullify the disadvantage of those super soft tires. But yeah, we'll see. It'd be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, well, if I have to go for someone, I would be going for the Toro Rosso driver, Jake Tex, mainly because he's in P11. He's in a really good car for what his pace is like, and he's going to be able to do that alternate strategy, so who knows?
Well, we've already had someone go for Prada in the chat. He's um, for the race win. Um, yeah, I'm not sure really. Um, I'm going to stick with what I said. I'm going to stick with Bugatti.
It'd be interesting. Will Bugatti do the one stop or will he do a two stop? Personally, I say it's going to be a bit hard for him to do that, mainly because of the fact that tire degradation around this track is really, really high. And I've done this before. I've done the super soft medium strategy here before, and after around lap 6 and lap 7, those tires just drop off the cliff completely, and those softs are miles faster, about a second and that quicker. So, will you want to take that sacrifice and go on dying tires? Don't know. He's also a pad driver as well, and traditionally, wheel users have better um, tire management than pad. So for wheel users struggling to get that strategy done, then I'll be very interested to see what Bugatti can do.
Yeah,
Believe we're going to be going in a minute. Haas did leave the lobby, so who was the Haas that was meant to be in
Jamie.
it? That was Jamie and Bugatti in the same car. Bugatti. If he wins this, he'll definitely get a much slower car, possibly like a McLaren or Sauber, or possibly even a Williams if he's very unlucky.
Well, I mean, if you remember what happened to Race at the start of last season, he took his first victory in a Ferrari and never got another top three car until the penultimate race of the season. So, yeah, winning the race can cost you later on in the season, but it's what you had to live with, I'm afraid.
Well, sometimes you've got to play a bit tactically, maybe throw in the odd DNF here and there so you don't get one of the bad cars. So, I don't know.
Well,
It'll be interesting to see what people do.
yeah, I think if anyone who does that it would be a bit of a mong, in my opinion, to be honest, because well, for me personally, I would never turn down a chance of a race victory. But well, I mean, it's just seen Cliffy, drop back from P5 to have a DNF just so he could get some fresher tires for the race. So anything's possible.
Yeah, and for anyone who does want to know the football score, it's actually Tottenham nil, Ajax 1. Van den Beek scores for Ajax, so Ajax do have that away goal, so be very interesting seeing that side for anyone who is interested. Which waiting on Cliffy now, I believe, so the whole grid's sorted, then we should be good to go. So we do have a full lobby, I do believe.
I just hope that nobody had the Spurs Ajax game on record because you just spoiled it for them.
I don't believe they would, but
No, I'm joking. I'm just saying.
Spurs are not looking good without Son, because they have to rely on Lorente and Janssen to do the striking duties. Well, we're getting ready to go now, and Yeah, JP put his money on Bugatti to win this race. I'm going for Jaketex. A long race ahead, 50%, no qualifying. Formation lap is on, so we'll be able to get out whatever we need to get out this time. And a long race is ahead. Who will win the opening round of the FP season? That was pure waffle. As I forgot how to speak in Oh no, poor Jamie's lagged out again, and we've gone.
Yeah, that's a shame for Jamie, but yeah, his internet has let him down.
Don't think they'll restart for him as he's lagged out about 3 times in the space of 15 minutes. So it's unlikely that he will restart.
Take to the starting grid.
Yeah.
What's also interesting about this FP Challenge Cup, there's a lot more what I call mid-tier drivers. You know, likes of the F7s, F6, and F5s. Not just a bit more of a mixture of skill level in this racing series compared to what we're used to in FP. There was a lot of the top dogs in FP over the last couple of seasons with a few people like myself and Duo and those kind of levels, which has made up numbers pretty much. But yeah, good to see there's more of a mixture on this grid, I think.
Yeah, well, I think this is maybe the right time to announce, but for next game I will not be defending my title. I decided to give someone else the opportunity to have my seat a mid-tier driver, so interesting to see if I don't get commentator. I want to be the commentator for the FP division. If I don't, I'll definitely tune in and watch. But I'm doing a Nico Rosberg for next game.
I'll also be signing up for the FP League next season. Doing my usual customary link to the very last minute to score a point.
Well, at least you got that point. That's the main thing. Or 2 points, in fact. So, yeah, the grid does look all good. Unfortunately, no Jamie, so it's unlucky for him. But let's see what the tyres are. Everyone, is Juho meant to be on? I think Juho started on the sauce when he's not meant to be on them.
Yeah, Juho did qualify, did finish in the top 10, I believe.
Yeah, so. I think he's messed it. Juho's meant to be signed on the super soft tyre, so maybe a penalty going his way.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, not prejudged Steve's inquiries and that, but yeah, first glance it doesn't look good. Maybe he'll do a Drove and drop to the back of the grid or something and go there from there.
Possibly. Well, yeah, interestingly, we've got 11th to 13th, so Jaketex, Ash and Frankie all on the softs. Then we've got Warren Hagen, Ushin on the mediums, Callum Anderson on the softs, Cliffy on the mediums. These medium runners are going to take forever to warm these tyres up. They're going to be freezing cold come the grid. We've got Leroy on the softs and Freddie Wilson, interestingly, on the super soft tyres. So he's going for a very aggressive strategy.
Yeah, very much so. He's an aggressive driver, as Freddie Wilson. I've been on the receiving end with aggressive driving, but he can definitely make up some decisions there. So maybe he just wants to have some fun overtaking people as he's in P19.
Yeah, well, interestingly, Bugatti got disqualified from the formation lap. He completely misjudged it. He went way too fast, and the time he got towards the end of the lap, he was going too slow trying to back the grid up. So he's going to be sitting on the grid for a good 40 seconds or so. And those tyres are going to start freezing up and getting very cold, very hard to get the grip off. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see Portage Town, in fact, jump him off the line just due to the fact he'll have a lot more tyre temps than him. Do you mind watching the back of the grid whilst one board is front?
Yeah. Jamie joined the lobby, but I think it's too little too late for him, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, indeed.
Freddie Wilson, just about to join his good slot now.
can I actually get... Can I get a decent camera shot of Bugatti's POV, please? There we are. And the lights are out here in Bahrain. It's a good start from Bugatti in the Haas. Pointage Town in second. CC Brain has jumped Cherry Tupai. And will it be all clean into time? We've got a Renault diving it down to the inside. Even a McLaren going even further down the inside. I believe there's been a bit of carnage down the back. Or in the middle, in fact. But you got Pointage Town attacking Bugatti as we come side by side into turn 3. Who will be out on top? Will it be Bugatti or Pointage Town? It looks like it's Bugatti for now. And Pointage cannot get the switch right. You see anything that caught your attention?
Yes, Freddie Wilson has moved up 5 places from the start of the race, so he's having a lot of fun on his super soft tyres. At the early stages, we see a Renault of Praga, I believe, going very wide there. Oh my god, as he sits in front wing from a Toro Rosso of
JTEX.
Yeah, JTEX.
He's
JTEX
out.
has binned it. Yeah.
Oh,
And Praga retired as well. Oh, JTEX is going to carry on. I'm not sure what happened to Praga. He's out of this race. Looks like he's actually just given up. So yeah, that's unfortunate.
oh, it's unfortunate for JTEX.
Yeah, but good start from Bugatti there, but Pointage Town right on his chuff really. And actually, probably left the session. He's going. Pointage Town is going to try and use all that Mercedes power to try and move down Bugatti. I think he's going to try and do it now. I think Bugatti eventually will pull out of the DRS protection and will start pulling away from Pointage Town. Yeah, Pointage Town not close enough to make a move. I've got a terrible camera angle, I cannot cut it up a bit, but here we go.
Is CC Brain lagging for you?
No, he's been pushed along there by Ugazine going into turn 1. But Jack Tyre just got past AMS. It's a great move back Jack Tyre. AMS going slightly wide. We might come back at him. So a bit of contact. But AMS. Oh, and he might lose position to his teammate Ash Bess. Oh my God, it's free. Oh no.
Oh, it's carnage. Oh, it's carnage.
Dear.
Oh my, it's
no.
big carnage.
Big carnage. That was a calamity of errors. That was. Comedy of errors on the.
3 into 1 never work. And showed there what's happened to Cliffy. Cliffy's a long way back.
Yeah, who knows? I think he caught up in some sort of accident in 2017. JTEX is carrying on though, so respect for him for that. But way off the pace that minute. Bugatti has broken that DRS detection point and 1.2 seconds ahead. He's going to try and make the most of these super soft tyres that are pacing them. Get away from the first. Mind you, Ash Bess is the first on the soft tyres. He's quite the distance back already, to be fair.
Yeah, what I say at the moment is any moves going on. Yeah, Nino and Jack. Nino going right past Jack. Jack giving him a little squeeze, but Jack, ooh, can he keep it there? Jack seeing a door open. Nino absolutely cuts turn 2. It's going to give Jack a much better run. Ferrari versus Renault, and traditionally in real life you'd see the Ferrari absolutely leave the Renault for pieces, but that Renault's gone right back down the inside. Nino's gone for the switchback. They're going to be side by side. Oh, what a squeeze that was! And luckily not ended up in a collision, but that was a squeeze, very big squeeze. And ooh, that was close. But just want to go back to the point, Cliffy. Sorry for that, but just want to go back to the point, Cliffy. It's clear he tried that tactic of going to the back and getting fresh tyres, but it's cost him because he's now miles behind after being caught up in a collision. Who made pit stops in that opening lap?
I was just going to say, AMS after that interesting battle between himself and between Ash and Jack Tyler and himself. So he lost out on that big time. He's gone to a soft tyre now. He's in P13 now. A Duo, I don't know if the Duo actually had any damage or anything in that first couple of laps, but he's pitted for the super tyres. Whether he realised that he was in the wrong tyre, I'm not sure, but he's pitted.
And got Oogie going past CC Brain, and a little squeeze, and Oogie has passed CC Brain. And those tyres look quite bad for CC already. They don't look like a good race tyre, if you see there. They look like they're wearing away. I'm just having a look at Oogie's. Oogie's traditionally someone who's good in his tyres, so he may be one to not forget about winning this race. He could still have a chance. Will he possibly? I don't see why he can't win it. He's good on his tyres, so it's interesting to see what he can do.
Who knows, but I'm still going with my original choice of Bugatti, and he's got a 2.3 second gap now to Cornerstown already. I mean, that's 4. And as I said, Ash Best, who's the nearest rival on the soft tyre, is far down already. So I'm not sure. I mean, it can still be anyone's race, and Bugatti does have a reputation of not being able to finish races. So we'll see what happens here. But no, I'm sticking with my original choice at the moment, as it stands.
Yeah, well, he's looking very strong at the moment, and if he wins this, he'd win not only the feature race, but the 50% one as well, so he's having a very good start to this. At the moment, we've still got 24 more laps. Anything can happen. We've got our first super soft runner in of Little Romeo.
So that frees up Ash Best to start attacking Jack Tyler a little bit. Oh, God, he almost went to the back of him. Yeah, but so that's the interesting game. So where Ash might end up after all these super soft runners put in front of him. He's closing on Jack Tyler now, so whether Jack is not to suffer from tyre degradation already on lap 5, who knows?
Yeah, when you're doing that, there was a little battle going on for P14 and P15 between Freddie Wilson and LFC Leroy finally. In fact, Leroy's going to go right back past Freddie in that DRS train. Freddie has hardly any ERS, and he's going to try maybe bait Leroy into a mistake there, but he got a penalty, so nice little move from Leroy. Good and clean,
yeah,
and he got through.
Interesting to see what's happened to Freddie Wilson, because he started on super soft tyres, so he took 2 laps on those tyres, so he must have had really damage or something in the last couple of laps. As he's now on medium tyres, chasing down the Leroy behind. So.
Yeah, definitely. Well,
Pico doesn't seem. Sorry, I was going to say, Pico doesn't seem to be looking.
Hold up a second, the parents calling me.
Okay, I was just going to finish my point though. Pico doesn't seem to make much headway into or making his way through the field as quickly as he thought it might do. He's still down P17, 2 seconds off Ocean in Red Bull. So I'm trying to think of closest battle now, but closest battle on the track is probably Ash Best and Jack Tyler. Jack Tyler winning that battle at the minute in P6. Yeah, Ash is the first of the soft tyre runner. He's done 5 laps on them, whereas everyone else in front of him. Warren Hay would be interesting. That might be one who's interesting as well. P8 on medium tyres. So some interesting strategies going on here. Unfortunately, you can't see my camera because I've got a lovely camera of this battle with Ash and Jack. But yeah, but Jack doing some decent defending there, holding up Ash at a minute. But Ash might have a good run, and then he's got DRS. I don't know that little straight. I mean, he's going to make a move, no think of it. So Jack again defending well there. And to Gatti with 2.7 seconds lead now, so he's having some strong race pace in that pass. The top 3 don't seem to be changing positions anytime soon. Easy having the passes as well. He's punching down J2 by now, but he's going to be in that Sauber chasing down the Williams. So he's only got that one on track. Oh, Ash Best looking down from move on the inside of Jack Tyler. I'm sorry, the outside of Jack Tyler. And can he make that move stick? Jack defending inside position. Ash going to try and make a move. He's got inside the next corner, and yes, he moved up to P6. Great job in there from Harden. It was very clean and tidy, but great move there from him.
Did anything happen whilst I was gone. And
No, actually, that was a casual battle on track, so nothing really to report. As little Roma Nino and Callum Anderson are battling away. Oh my god, I think
there's a lot of lag.
Yeah.
Also, both are lagging very badly.
And also there's a Red Bull and a Ferrari battle, I believe, as well.
He's through, pushing past Freddie Wilson.
Yeah.
And Nino's
the session, I'll just say, Pedro's not making much headway into the third, really. He's still around P17. P17? P17, 2 seconds behind Leo Gardner.
Yeah, clearly he's going to struggle this race now. He's got to still pit again, so it's unfortunate for him. Unless, yeah, he did pit, so looking good. Bugatti's doing a very solid job at the moment. He's leading by 2.9 seconds, lap 8, and are these super softs going to start dying away? Because Ash Best, ooh, set the 2 and 3, hold up a sec. It's Callum Anderson, he's in the wall.
Oh dear. Yeah.
I believe he's binned it where you binned it, in fact.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me about that. But the Red Bull and Ferrari going right at it. Freddie and Ocean. Ocean kind of Freddie Wilson's going to come back at him. And then we can try and make a move around the outside. No, he can't. Ocean defending that move nicely. But Freddie Wilson will have DRS going into turn 1. Ocean defending the inside line. Freddie's got past him, so yeah, good move there from Freddie Wilson.
Ooh, AMS, he spun. His race go from bad to even worse for the McLaren driver, and this is going to be one of his races to forget. Just watching Bugatti seems to be leading away, but these Supersofts must be getting near puncture range now, so you better hope nothing bad happens.
Yellow flag somewhere, and team 3 Bugatti is pitting this lap.
Ooh, it's Juho spin.
Juho spin.
Oh, he's got no wing. Oh, he came together with Callum Anderson, I believe. Bugatti's in.
Bugatti.
Oh no. Oh, what's...
That was some interesting visuals there.
2-stop.
Yeah, so interesting strategy. Bugatti comes down P5, so that's a quite good position to come out in, really. 5 seconds behind Warren Hay, so, or 6 seconds now. So yeah, interesting to see Ugi and Cherry 2.5 decided to start on another lap. And in fact, Ugi has real Cherry 2.5 right in the last couple of laps. He's right in the back of the Williams driving now. That Alfa Romeo working very nicely around here.
Yeah, well, Cherry 2.5, don't get me wrong, he's doing a brilliant job at the moment, leading the way. Those tyres must be dead on that Williams, because with all the, how can I put it, how that aero package and all that is different to like the quicker cars. That car must be absolutely struggling. It's Uki! Oh, Uki's spinning into the wall. He's gonna go. Oh, he keeps it out. We're just praising Uki Azim. And now he's done a spin. And executed that very nicely. Is that going to be worrying signs for Cherry 2.5? And what's he going to do? He's in a box.
Yeah, well, Ugi will obviously following in, but there's some great battling going on here between 9, 10 and 11. Obviously, still involved in Freddie Wilson and Ocean, and CC Grain's got himself involved in this as well now. A 3-car battle here between 9.
Something he has to avoid, pretty much. And Cherry 2.5, interestingly, comes out on the medium tyres, so...
Yeah, so he's going for a different strategy compared to Bugatti. He's doing a 2-stop strategy with a look of it. Bugatti all left P3 there as well.
Ooh, Ushan's gone wide. He put the brakes on a little bit too much, and or a little bit too late. Sorry, and almost cost us. He almost went right into the back of CC brake. So it's unfortunate for him. Where has Ugi come out though? Ruby is P8. Unfortunately for him, he had a chance to possibly be ahead of Frankie, be ahead of Jack Tyler. But he's now behind them.
Yeah, so as a result of all the pit stops, Ash has taken the lead of this race. The first runner on the soft tyres, so he's going to have to have a strong, consistent race pace really to keep charging Bugatti behind him. He's only about 7-8 seconds over him.
I still think your prediction of Bugatti winning this is quite strong. Because look at that, he's taking a lot of time out of Ash here. So if he just keeps taking his time out, he'll have a chance. Because when Ash pits the next lap or two, Ash will be on the medium tyres compared to Bugatti's like 3-lap old soft. So Bugatti will still be the quicker car. And look at that, fastest lap, 1:30.4 from the Hash driver, and he is putting in a very solid shift here today. Can he make it 2 out of 2? I think the last driver out of my knowledge to do that in F2, or one I know of, is Antonio Giovinazzi at Azerbaijan, in fact. So it's like an F2 style championship, and Bugatti has executed this very nicely indeed.
Yeah, it's certainly having a strong pace in this race so far. The battle for P9 is still carrying on as Freddie Wilson looks to get past Sissy Rain, but no, think better of it. Ocean has got to make way back into the back of Freddie Wilson, and Freddie actually not too far behind the pattern actually, so he can come to play at any point. And you see here the current AMS is just taking Euro Barman and all of that as well, so AMS can make up some ground as well.
Oh, Ocean go for a dive. Oh, Freddie mistake. And Freddie moving back under brake, and that was a bit close, but I think this curb unsettled him a little, which is unfortunate. Ushin picks up. That's harsh in my opinion. I'm not a steward or anything, but that's a harsh penalty to give. But fair in a way. So he did have all 4 wheels off track.
Unfortunately, this game takes no prisoners when it comes to free-spin time penalties, but it is what it is. You might be able to get removed. But it's a bit of a tough blow that one for Ocean, but he might still be able to make some ground. He's very close to Freddie Wilson, and he's been battling for the last 3-4 laps now as Freddie Wilson going wide again.
And also, if you watch that gap now, the gap's almost into the 5-second marks between Bugatti and Ash. Bugatti is on a charge, and we may see a late battle for this. And don't count out Pornish still, because Pornish still could be in with a relative chance of winning this race. He's only 14 seconds off the lead, and he's made his pit stop, so he may be a little underdog here. So we definitely need to keep an eye out for him. But Bugatti is now within half a second of Warren Haig, and the DRS is in his favour. And look at the run he's going to get compared to Warren Haig. He won't be able to get past here unless Warren literally just pulls over and let him through. But we'll see what Bugatti can do. So he needs to get past Warren Haig quickly, but needs to be patient at the same time, so I can't go for anything stupid to possibly wreck his own race.
Yeah, Warren Hayes is not a breezes competitor to educate as well, so he's going to make a very good Bugatti here. And I think the 10-1 is going to be well, the main straight going down the 10-1 is going to be his best opportunity, and he's going to have DRS. So let's see what he can do. I'm sure Warren Haig is going to go very defensive here.
Ash is boxed. This should be easy for Bugatti. Nice and easy. That Ferrari engine flies past the Force India, and Warren Haig has nothing to say to that.
I'm a bit shocked really that Warren Haig decided not to defend that at all, and maybe he's just trying to think of the long game really, and it's not his race really battling Bugatti, who's on much quicker tyres. So Bugatti takes the lead of this race, who knows when he's going to pit again for medium tyres. Or perhaps he'll go for the softs again, won't he? Surely.
Yeah, soft should be the easy strategy to go for. He pitted on lap 9, so really he has to stretch the tyres 10 laps each, so should be easy, unless he goes a bit longer on the softs and runs the super soft tyres at the end, where he'll be miles faster than these guys on the mediums.
Cliffy's making his way through the field now. He's just taking Cecil Brain, and he's right behind that Ocean and Freddie Wilson battle, so Cliffy finally making up some ground. It looks like he's trying to take Ocean on the inside, but no, can't get that move done. So yeah, I think he's not going to be anywhere near the front of the grid when it comes to lap 29, but he's looking to make up some ground very a bit slowly, very likely, but he's going to get some moves.
Well, Cliffy needs to be careful not to get front wing damage off these guys because... Oh, hold up. Oh, is it Jack Tyler? He's crashed. And I finally get to say it. It's a bottle. And Jack Tyler is the first victim of this championship to crash like that. And let me say my iconic saying. I like to say.
I was just about to say that Ash is going to find it difficult to get past Jack Tyler when he comes up to the back of him. But that is like a particular obstacle and being moved, so Ash could come to play here and fight for the race win.
It's unfortunate for Jack, but sometimes racing can be harsh, and he is out of the Bahrain Grand Prix. Well, Bugatti's got a 20-second lead to Ash. What he needs to do is really extend it as much as he can. Ooh, Cliffy passed Freddie, but as I was saying, he needs to extend it as much as he can so he has less work to do in that final stint of the race.
Yeah, definitely. As you say, Cliffy making up some moves here. He's capitalising on that battle between the Ferrari, the Liverpool and the Toro Rosso. He's up into the top 10 fun, over 5.5 seconds behind Ugazine, but they're both, and Honda Par, as we all know, has retired. So he's the third victim of this race. And Hay.
Oh no!
Guess what? He's lagged out, and that is just Hay in a nutshell, really. They rarely finish well. He finishes races, but he lag out doing them. And this is what's happened again. So it was a decent showing from Hay, so it's unfortunate for him. But yeah, I'm sure he will be able to attempt the lobby before the lobby's finished, but it's going to cost him a lot of time. That will allow Cornish time to make up the position.
Yeah, it does. Well, I'm just on board with this battle for P8. Freddie Wilson's got no BRS to attack, so Cliffy really doesn't have to worry. Unless Freddie Wilson goes for something late. And the person I'm keen to stick on board with is CC Brain. Well, CC Brain's got a run on Freddie Wilson due to low ERS level. CC has a chance into turn number 3 here. He's going to slot that Toro Rosso down the inside. No, Freddie Wilson holds on very nicely, and now it seems Cliffy has got ahead of this battle, but he just can't get away due to slipstream. He needs to get away through this middle sector.
Yeah,
because him and Freddie on the same tyres and same lap tyres as well.
But the pace of the cars behind him as well. He's got a Ferrari and a Red Bull behind him, so that's not going to do him any favour either. AMS has got too far behind the battle as well, but AMS, as you saw, battling with 2 other cars earlier, costing some pit stop. So yeah, AMS hoping we're going to have the same trouble this time around.
CC's gone very wide. Oh, sector 2. It's LFC Leroy Farm. He's on miles off. All the way down at turn 8 and 9, I believe. Must have got a wheel on that curve on the outside and sent his Force India flying into the barriers. He's got no wing, but he's got some damage.
Yeah, so Warren Hayes is not. Is in the car yet? I think he's not to be in the car yet. He's definitely joined back with the lobby. He didn't lose he lost 2 positions, but he's still in a decent place.
Imagine that's Leroy, yes, Leroy that moves off. Having a mare, he always seems to have mares at Bahrain, had it in his F6 debut last season, and now having a mare here.
I tell you what, I just want to say something. I know I've had some bad races last season, but Duo is about to be lapped in lap 16 of this race by Bugatti. So yeah, it's not been great race for Duo down this track. He got he didn't start in the right tyres in the first place. Yeah, now he's back to be lapped. So yeah, Duo is hoping for a better race next time out.
Yeah, definitely. It's unfortunate for Juho. It's just been a race to forget for him. I'm on board with the guy at the moment. And he's in fact extended that gap over Ash. So the gap was 21.3 last time I checked. He's now 22.2. So Bugatti is doing what he needs to make sure he can still stand a chance winning this race. But the battle really is going to be between Pornage, I'm about to say JP. Pornage, Cherry, and Ash, and then Bugatti. Will Bugatti come out ahead of Ash though when he does pick? That's the question.
Yeah, so I might have to revise my prediction at this point. He's probably picking the strongest for race win. It depends what sort of pace Bugatti's going to have in those fresh soft tires when he eventually picks.
Well, I'm just more with Cherry too, but I just want to see how this Williams handles for him, because it's the worst car in the grid without a shadow of a doubt. And if they do decide to run this car on the next game in the FP Championship, I feel sorry for whoever will get it, because this car's just going to be miles off the pace. In fact, the 2018 car is quicker than the 2019 car, so that's for them. We've got yellows in sector 2, and is that LFC Leroy Farmer? It is Leroy getting out of the way. He's been lapped now, so it's going from bad to worse to even worse for him. We've got 3 cars lapped. We've got Juho, Nino, and Leroy all lapped.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. JTEX has done the fastest lap of the race, so he's having fun with super soft tyres, but yeah, he's not been doing them front of the grid. If he finally picks and he comes out in P11, so that's a decent stint, but he's still P11.
Oh,
2
no.
seconds behind Ocean as Warren lags out again.
It's always Tuesday night for Warren Haig, and he's out of the lobby. I don't know what seems to happen to him. He just never gets luck on a Tuesday night. What do you think? Do you think he'd stand a chance to be maybe top 5 in the championship if he just doesn't keep lagging out? Because he's lagged out twice and still finds himself in P5, so clearly hampering him. It's weird. He's saying session no longer exists.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's got to complete a certain percentage of the races as well, so who knows? I mean, you wouldn't want to like get rid of drivers, but I mean, is there any point of having a driver in the league that's just going to keep looking out? I don't know. That's a grey area that is, in my opinion, for us. But it's a shame for him, because it's good to see some drivers, like I said earlier, mid-tiers, like F4, I believe, or one of those leagues, something like that, in that league. But yeah, his internet is not helping him at all, unfortunately, as Gatti keeps in that league, and 10 laps in the second round, so he's due a pit stop anytime soon.
Well, Bugatti is looking very strong to win this race now. What tyres do you think he'll go for? Do you reckon he'll stay out for another couple of laps and go supers, or will...
That's a good question, really. All the time he's out on track, is extending his lead. He's stabilising a bit at 13 seconds, but if you can keep it at that for the next couple of laps or so, I feel there's no reason why he can't go on the soft tyres, because when Orange Town starts closing in on him, well, that's a 4 attempts out of Orange Town as well, so yeah. So you could stay up for another couple of laps, to be honest. And, yeah, I would say put on the super soft tyres, which lasts longer at the end of the race as well.
Well, I'm just monitoring the gap. He's still extending. Oh, we got yellows in sector 2, and who is that?
I can't see where that is from, to be honest.
I don't know. Well, as I was saying, I'm just monitoring that gap. The guy's still extending that gap over his rival, so he's doing a fantastic job at the moment. He's driving stupendously well, and don't be surprised if you see him in a McLaren, Sauber, or Williams next week, because he's just in a world of his own at the moment. Question: will he bottle it? All eyes on you. Oh, wait, what? I believe Cherry 2 just picked up a 5-second stop go for exceeding track limits.
I didn't see that fast on my screen, but I can't help but going back to this battle between Freddie Wilson and Ocean, because it's just gone on now for the last 10 laps or so. They cannot be separated at all on track. Freddie Wilson currently winning that battle, but Ocean will just keep overtaking each other. They both go wide coming out of that corner, but it is fun to watch as Funky pits on pit 7, P7, and when he gets back into the lobby, but he's down in P12 after his AI pitted him.
Oh, here comes the Red Bull. That Renault straight line speed may not be enough, and look at that, the squeeze and Ushin. Make sure he gets that car down the inside, and does he get it done? Freddie Wilson with the switchback, and Ushin finally gets that move done. Will he be able to pull away from Freddie? It looks like not, he won't, because Freddie with that Ferrari power's coming right back round the outside. And will there be any contact? It looks clean, and there's a bit of contact. We've got yellows in sector 2, and if that is Bugatti, he is bold as who is it? It's not Bugatti. Who's called? Oh, it's Leroy. He's off again at turn 8 again.
And something to note here in this race is that despite the constant fighting between the Ferrari and Red Bull, AMS has not been able to close on the back of it. It's just been like 1.2 seconds or 1.3 seconds on the track the whole way around. He's really struggling in that tonight. But going back to the lead of the race, the guy is still staying out. He's on 12 laps on the soft tyres now, so yeah, he's definitely going to super soft tyres. He's got to stay with the riders again at 13.7, 13.8. But he just finds another 10th here and there, so he's down to 14 seconds now, just as I was speaking. So he's just thinking on it today, the guy. You don't really, unfortunately, you don't really see this often from enough. Otherwise, you see him maybe in an F1 grid in future, who knows? But this lacks a bit of consistency, unfortunately. But he's having a solid race tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we both know on his day, Bugatti's a really good driver, got pace, and so, but he don't show that on his day often enough. That's the problem with him. If he showed this every day or every race day, as you said, he'd get into it. Oh, be careful! Don't speed. Yeah, he'd be a top tier driver. We just don't show that level of consistency. That's what doesn't bring him up into like F2 or possibly even F1. Well, he's in F2. Sorry, that is my bad. But I mean F1. And he fits for super softs.
Town is going to take the lead of the race. Where's Cherry 2 car? He's coming down. Yeah, so he's gone to P3. Where's Ash first?
Where's Bugatti compared to Ash?
Bugatti.
Oh, Bugatti's got him. The overcut has worked for him. Oh, weren't really an overcut, was it? But that is crucial. He had to. And he needs to push now.
Yeah. He is what we've got now, 8.5 seconds off the lead of the race. With 7 laps to go, as it's going to be technically very close at the end.
Bugatti needs to catch up to Pornish before his tyres die off. If he don't, then Pornish could have this in the bag. It's a big ask. Can he do it? 8 seconds in 7 laps on the fresh compound. Well, he's taken half a second out already this lap. We're not even half of that through.
I think what's going to be crucial is how much of an obstacle Cherry 2 Pie is going to be for Bugatti, because if Cherry 2 Pie holds him up for any amount of time and he's giving the race victory to Cornerstown, but if Bugatti can dispatch Cherry 2 Pie very quickly, then Bugatti should win this race. 7 seconds already, so he's taken out a second and a half in a time I've been speaking pretty much.
Wow, he's flying. 6.9, so he's taken out 1.6 seconds. He really... Oh, Pornish pits! Oh, wow. Oh, he could have done... Oh, this has made Bugatti's life so much easier. And if he gets past Cherry 2 Pie, he can look after those tyres. 1.6, he's at the moment, if he don't bottle it, he's surely got to get past Cherry 2 Pie. Much faster car, fresher tyres. It's got to be an easy job for him.
I just had to wonder if there's been any brown envelopes been packaged in Gene Haas and Toto Wolff, because yeah, I'm not sure why points haven't been fitted there. But anyway, it's pretty much handed the victory for the day. I'm not sure Toto Tupai is going to cut much of a fight, but we'll see how this goes. I think Bugatti could just buy his time here. Oh no, he's getting it done already.
What a move! That is... Oh, VSC! Oh, if that was a full course safety car, the race would be rightly spiced up at the moment. But VSC has been deployed. And could that help the likes of Pawn? No, not really.
I don't think it really helps anyone, because everyone's already pitted by now, haven't they?
If it stays out long enough, it could benefit Ash, because he's got an 18-second lead to pawn it. Will Ash... Oh, never mind, it's in. What a quick VSC.
Yeah, I don't think Ash would have worry about. Ash would get a top 3 finish at least. Not really many more battles on track, except Freddie and AMS have come close together, and surprise, Osun is up there as well. Maybe 10 seconds away from Funky, so his strategy has not really worked out for him, unfortunately, but he'll pick up some points at least. But Bugatti, yeah, 5 laps to go. Well, 6 laps to go, sorry, if he can just keep it on track and finish this race, he has got this race in the bag.
He's been one of the best drives I've ever seen from Bugatti, this has. He's... Fair enough, he's in a quicker car than he should be, let's be honest, but... He's done a fantastic job, and... Props to him, he's going to win not only the... He's not going to win only the 5 lap race, he's going to win this one from what it seems at the moment, so... A day of perfection.
I wonder if he's in the party, because... usually when he's not in the party, he does have performances like this. I think the last time he wasn't in the party was when we raced in USA. And look how well I know he bottled it at the end, but look how well he was doing in that race. And he wasn't in the party with anyone, with us basically, Edward. So I think this is a sign when you're not in the party with somebody, you can perform miracles like this.
So I don't... He needs to show this more often, Bugatti, because... He's in the top tier for other leagues and fighting his ground in there very comfortably. So if he can show it here, I don't see why he can't get near the top tier of F1. If whether he gets the opportunity someday, I don't know. But he has to see what he can do.
The Punchtown might have pitted is because of a puncture, but I'm not sure. I think there's room for him to the end, but who knows. But anyway, that's done now. Bugatti is taking the lead and slimming up the lead all the time. Doesn't really need to rush it now, does he? He just needs to just like give a reasonable pace. He's got the fresher tyres, he's got a quicker car, and he's pretty much cruise to the end now. Just seeing him in battle on the track again. Ocean, Freddie Wilson and AMS cannot be separated at the minute. Although Freddie Wilson has dropped off a little bit from this. Ocean is actually making a move on Cliffy as I speak, and Ocean takes P8 from Cliffy. But Cliffy might try and defend it, but can't do it, I'm afraid. That wheel's not working well around here. No, yeah, good moving Ocean there on the outside of the Cliffy, I believe. So, yeah, decent from Red Bull here.
Yeah, definitely. Well, also, if you're go on board with Cliffy has to... Yellow light constantly flashing. It's gone away now, but if you look back about 5 seconds ago, 5-10 seconds on the stream, he was struggling in the field, so he's around the even mark, like bang on to finish the race and run out of fuel. So he needs to be careful, Cliffy. I think that Red Bull fight with Ushin is one done and dusted, so let's just focus on bringing home P9. It'll be a decent little recovery drive for him. He's had to have that collision, of course, and then extra pit stop. Not too bad from him.
Getting that Williams in the points is obviously an achievement in itself, but it actually maybe shone a little bit by Cherry Tupai, who's in the same car as him. He's currently in second place, so yeah, I don't think Cliff will be happy with this result, but I think it was what we're looking for now is damage limitations.
Yeah, well, coming into the closing end stage of this race. We got Frankie going down the inside of CC Brain, and CC Brain now down to P7. So wasn't he battling Pornage Town at the start?
I'm not sure if I remember that, to be honest, but yeah, it's been decent drive from the other Red Bull drive as well. But he's under pressure from CC Brain again. I think Frankie is on pressure, soft tyres, so yeah, he should be done and dusted now, I think.
Yeah, one thing to not forget about, could Cherry 2 Pie get a puncture? Because remember Pornage, he would have went 19 laps on those tyres, and Big C did say in chat there is a risk of a puncture. There's a few laps, there's another 3 after this, or another 2 after this, sorry, once this lap's done, and Cherry will be on around 19 laps done on these.
Well, I mean, he's not the only one. If that is the case, it's going to might be a potential puncture. I mean, you look at CC Brain in P7, 17 laps, as well as Chiro Brain down in P5, and he did 17 laps as well. So, yeah, he was injured in 16 laps. So they're all could be in the risk, but I still think they will last, although the pace will not be doing too great at the stage of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, well, also if you look now, I think Cherry's really starting to struggle because Ash is catching fast. That gap is 2.3 between these two, and it was a lot more, if I remember correctly, from a few laps ago. So Cherry's tyres must be really dead in that Williams. Just checking to see if he's still got full pressure in each tyre and not got a puncture. He looks alright there, so yeah, gotta see.
Unfortunately for Pornage, his pit stop's not really worked out for him. He's not making any headway into Ash's lead. He's stabilised like 6.5 seconds, to be honest. And so yeah, Pornage, I mean, he'd be happy with 4th place. I don't get me wrong, but he'd be happy with this today. But yeah, I think he would have had a 2nd place if he stayed on the medium tyres. Already into the penultimate race, penultimate lap of the race.
Yeah, well, if we do podiums, I'd be interested to hear what Cherry 2 Pie's situation is, because Ash has got that gap down even more now, so I'm going to be interested to hear what his tyres are, because they must be screaming those tyres, and Ash even line up those rears. He is pushing hard. I still think Cherry 2 Pie and CC and Juho are all there and thereabouts, just ready for that puncture to come any minute now, or any second now, in fact.
Ash can see Cherry 2 Pie just down the road, closing in all the time. But did you just fart then?
No, it was my headset.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's 1.4 seconds now, so it's actually just absolutely eating into that lead of Cherry 2 Pie. But whether he'll be able to get into DRS range going down into turn 1 or not, I'm not sure. That'd be the best overtaking position on the overtaking opportunity on the circuit. So let's see if we can do it.
Set the free. Ooh, who is it? Who is? Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's Jake Tex.
Yeah, again, it's a race to forget for him as well. So yeah, he's I think he's had about 10 sets of super soft tyres. What I see, he always seems to be on super soft tyres. Yeah, we are on the last lap now. I think we should give some airtime to Bugatti. Because he is on this final lap of the Grand Prix. Mind you, I would actually say Ashback is closing in on them, so I was saying that. Oh, Ash has got a problem. Ash has got a puncture.
Has he?
Oh no, he's just. No, I thought he had a puncture. He was going very slow for a second there.
Yeah, he does. I think he does. He's let the Toro Rosso through.
It's rear left. It's rear left. Surely.
I'm trying to see which tyre it is. I can't see. And that is what. It's definitely a tyre that's punctured because Ash is. What's going on? Did he make a mistake? I don't know. Well, I'm gonna have to go on board with Bugatti because Bugatti's starting. Oh, we're coming to the penultimate straight of this track, and it's been a pretty dominant night for the young 15-year-old. Bugatti out of the final corner will take victory in both races tonight. What a great start for the championship, weaving comfortably. What a win for the young driver, and stating his name, stating that dominance. Cherry Tupai, what a drive to P2. Out of fuel. Third is Ash, and I do believe that stop-go is... Oh! That stop-go's cost Cherry Tupai, and that was harsh. He's got to stop-go for exceeding track limit. So whether the stewards decide to remove that, I don't know. Well, got to see. Here comes Frankie and Oogie, and Oogie P5, Frankie P6. Oh, no. Frankie P5, Oogie P6. I just dropped my controller. That always seems to drop stuff on stream. Ushin home in P7, CC P8, Biffy home in P7, so he's jumped up a few places. Freddy was in P9 or 10, AMS P10 now, and finally the last driver to cross the line will be Warren Haig. Let's see what you can do. Oh god, I've hit the PS menu. Gonna get these three in for the podiums now, and there is Warren Haig. So the people I do need to get in is Bugatti, Bugatti, Ash, and what Pornage. Porn. I don't know Pornage PSN. I don't have him added. Alright. Sorry. I believe that's it. I think I've got him. Well, that was the grid there. Did miss the podium unfortunately, but we do have Bugatti coming home in P1, Ash Best P2, Pornage rounding out the podium in P3, solid drive from him. P4, Cherry Tupai, P5, Frankie, 6th, Oogie Asim, 7th, Cliffy, 8th, Ushin, 9th, CC Brain, and collecting the final point is AMS. 11th, we got Freddie Wilson, 12th, Warren Haig, 13th, Chuho Finn, 14th, Jake Sex, 15th, Little Roman Nino, and then the DNF start with Leroy, Callum, Jack, Tyler, and Praga, all DNFing from this race. Do you believe everyone's in? Now. Everyone's in now. So, before we all start, can you please make sure your voices are on allowed to be shared, please?
Yep.
Big A. Bugatti. Hold up a sec. Alright. And boy, alright, so we'll go from P3 to P1, so we'll give P1 all of the glory at the end. So we'll start with Pornage. Pornage, just sum us up your race.
Well, good evening, lads. I'm just over the moon to be on the podium. Never would have expected that, considering coming from F7. But good quality race that allowed me to start from second. Went on the softs and then went to the mediums for a long stint. I think Bugatti did the opposite of me. He went on the softs. I wish I went on the softs now. Nice fast stint and on the super softs at the end, and yeah, took it home in third. Pleased with that.
Yeah, was there? Me and JP were just thinking on the stream. Could you have taken those mediums to the end, or?
You know, I was debating that. Around lap 20, they were at about 50%, and I know they're going to go off around 64. So I was debating it, but I saw Bugatti pit on the super soft, so I just copied his strategy, to be honest.
Oh, fair enough. Well, JP, have you got any questions?
No, you pretty much covered it, to be honest.
Alright, well, do you want to take Ash's podium interview?
Oh god, I wasn't expecting that. Yeah. Congratulations on your second place. Sod's law, but every time I do commentary, you're always on the podium.
It seems like it.
Yeah. So yeah, just tell us about your race.
I started in P12 as we know. I wanted to start on the softs because I knew I could not do the one stop, and the two stop I was not quick enough for that. So my only choice was the one stop. So I made sure I started outside the top 10, started in the softs, made my way through. I caught up to Jack Tyler there, and like about lap 4 or something, and like his driving was absolutely horrendous. He was pushing everyone off track, and when they went side by side into the start of sector 2, I was able to overtake him and AMS, and I was going side by side with AMS into the hairpin, and Jack just decided to dive bomb us into the hairpin, just extremely dangerous. And yeah, I thankfully managed to save it, but I think AMS got wing damage, and it was just overall very dirty driving. But yeah, made my way through, pitted for mediums, and at that time Bugatti was 5 seconds behind, so he has amazing pace in order to finish 14 seconds ahead. But yeah, apart from that, it really was just driving till the end, basically conserving the tires, making sure they don't get puncture. Near the end, I think I got an illegal overtake, so I had to let that through because I just wasn't going to risk a pen in that position. But yeah, happy to finish second considering I have the Williams for Italy. But yeah, really happy.
That's another traditional Ash speech there for you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if Liquid, you've got any questions. I don't think Ash pretty much covered everything there, but I don't know if you want to ask him anything.
Yeah, Ash with a very long essay pretty much answered what I wanted to ask him, so thank you to Ash. But before we get Bugatti in, Cherry Toupe has got a few words to say, so just get Cherry and then we'll go to the Bugatti. Sorry for the long wait, Bugatti, but Cherry Toupe has got a little to say. Just get him in and then yeah, just bear with him a sec. But yeah, congratulations on the P2, Ash. We both thought you got a puncture from slowing down, but caution. Well, Cherry, you asked for a party invite. What would you like to get off your chest?
No, nothing. I just want to congratulate people on the race. I got a penalty through extending the final corner, so it'll be going to the stewards anyway to hopefully get the P2 back. But I was just the last 2 laps just backing off really to make sure I didn't get a puncture.
Fair enough. What was your tyre wear on? It must have been horrific.
79%.
Lucky.
Yeah, I was just using higher gears and shoved the front bias quite a way up.
Fair enough. How was that car feeling at the end? Because it must have felt awful.
Yeah, there was no real turning in the car, but I had a buffer to Ash of like 3 seconds. Oh, it was going down to like 2 seconds with like 2 laps to go, but I didn't take any risks. I just made sure that I brung the car home, but at the same time tried to stay in front because I had a lot of ERS saved up.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm out of question for you. JP, you've got any for Cherry?
No, I haven't, to be honest.
Oh, well, congratulations on your provisional P4 at the moment, but shows reports will be out later on in the week, so who knows. So, finally, we can move on to not only one race winner, but winning both races today. Big 8, what a day for you it's been, winning the 5-lap race and now winning this one. Just sum up your emotions.
Well, when I saw I was starting P1, I knew it would be an easy win. But no, that sounds cocky. No.
You are an absolute cocky bastard.
Listen, you asked me to say how I feel, and I say how I feel, and I get abused. So anyway, so I kind of knew it'd be easy as long as I got a good start. Which I didn't get the best of. I managed to keep P1. Then everyone else behind started battling, and then Cliffy was a bit cheeky and decided to drop all the way back. So then I thought, oh, he might be a threat for the race. So then we come to the, I don't know, whatever that race is, the big one, and I messed up my setup. I was meant to go 3-8 wing 8 ballast, but I forgot I had to load my setup again. And with about 10 seconds left to ready up, I realised I had to load my setup. So I panicked, went over to my setup, literally scrolled through all my setups, found there was like 3 seconds left, but I needed to adjust it because it was on like 1-9 wing 7 ballast or something. I was like, no, I'm not running that. And I think I ended up using 2-8 wings 9 ballast. I was just in that much of a panic. I was pressing any button, so I just had to manage out the race, and I decided to go for the 2-stop because I thought it'd be faster than it was. So it was an easy W.
Yeah, well, of course, winning the first 2 races, do you feel you can make a bit of a statement for yourself, or reckon this is a bit of potluck?
Potluck. That's a good joke. No,
Wow.
I reckon I can win this title. Hopefully, unless I get put in a Williams next week, which I'm kind of expecting. I thought Haas was quite generous, so I thought I had to make the most of it because I'm probably like in a Sauber or something next week. So I reckon I can win this if I keep consistent, and then next game, some point getting to PSGL F1, beat you in the championship,
Oh my
and
god.
everything will be hunky dory.
Can I just say that Bugatti, me and you are in the Williams next week.
Well, I guess I'll just have to win in the Williams then.
Someone take this guy out, please.
Well, usually I'm commentating with you, but I'm giving you podium interview today. Congratulations, JP. Have you got any questions for Bugatti?
Was you in a party tonight with anybody, or was you just by yourself?
No, I was in a party.
Oh no, that's ruined my argument then.
Oh, go on, tell me anyway.
No, I was just going to say, because last time we saw you any sort of like pace like that, you was just racing by yourself when you weren't in a party with anyone, and I was watching you through the race.
Oh, what, you're accusing me of getting someone to race for me, JP?
No, I'm not. And I'm just saying
Oof.
you do a lot better when you're not surrounded by mongs, basically.
Spastics.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! All right. That's a good way to.
Probably
And that's
because
a
Edward was
good.
commentating.
That's a good. Thank you. That's a good way to finish off the podiums. Congratulations to everyone who did score points. Thank you for JP for joining me. Hopefully he does join me again, being Nickel. And good night, everyone.